Where do we go now? We already did these 3 rooms. We need a key, which I don't have. I have a syringe. I should look at syringe.
Huh.
I hate syringes. We need something to repair that belt.
What? Is there somebody there?
Door slam? Oh, this is a cutscene. Interesting.
Hello? What's that sound?
In a story about cursed music, I would drop kick the fuck out of that gramophone.
It's absurd. I don't even know why I came here, or why I'm here. Have I really begun to believe my patient's story?
And yet, there's something that I can't explain. It might just be my mind playing tricks on me, but I've started seeing things. And I hear the music from Ariadne's music box in my head. I need to understand this. There's something threatening about this place. The candles
we're the psychologist
help me make
again.
the room a bit more cozy, and the last rays of sunshine still come in through the window. But the shadows in this room make me feel uneasy.
Also, I boarded up
All I've done is clean
my
off
door
the
with a
dust
bunch
from
of
an
dirty old
mattress
driftwood.
and lie on it, without even taking my clothes off, since I don't really think I'll get much sleep in this place. The silence here is oppressive.
She's in the house.
Almost solid. Aside from the still hum of the phonograph and the old wooden beams creaking, I can't hear a single thing. Ariadne? Where am I?
The first dream. Interesting. So this is... She went back to Ariadne's house where the father, murdered the family.
Am I dreaming?
Well, this was a bad idea on your part, Doctor. A dream catcher. Nothing bad will happen to me as long as I have this with me. I believe we're just, we're experiencing her account, but it might turn out to be something more supernatural. Can't see anything outside. The game does, take place over a few different time zones. Time periods. I've really been enjoying the story. Like, Chapter 4 was phenomenal. I really liked Chapter 4. Actually, I feel like I should...
What is this place?
Oh, I can't go back again. I must push forward. Wait. Is this the antique shop? That's me. What am I doing in a painting? Well, looks like Benji woke up and found the treat. It's here. I felt it again. It happens sometimes, though always at night, when I turn out the lights, almost imperceptible, just barely past where my eyes can see, or when I close my eyes watching me, with eyes that are not such, lurking in the frontier between wakefulness and sleep. My dreams are unusual and my rest troubled. When I wake up, I remember seeing something in the distance, through a window that I can barely make out, or in a fleeting reflection on the bright surface of the river as I walk arm in arm with my fiancée, lost in the muds of the Great War. Other times I dream a crowd is watching me and that thing is there, among their gray faces devoid of expression. As soon as I notice its existence, I stop being capable of finding it. Do I really want to? Do I mean to? Find it? What does it all mean? Ooh, camera perspective change. Argos Legrand. So that's him finding the box with his family. Him hanging himself after he murdered his family. This is totally a bust of her.
Wake up. It's me.
There's no doubt about it, that's me. Yeah, very good stuff. Must push forward. Yeah, I recommend if you're interested in this, either pick up the game and play it, or check out the VODs of previous chapters we played. One very interesting thing, like I said, the storyline, it doesn't like super change, but the characters that are involved in the story change depending on who's alive and who is dead. So you'll have a very different experience from me because, you know, you'll choose to play as different characters and other people will live and other people will die. I don't have them on... Oh.
And yet it's not.
my pop filter fell. Gotta screw that bad boy in better. Excuse the weird noises. Going all the way around. That was weird. Didn't expect that to happen. Anyway, so not yet on YouTube. You can find these in the VODs here on Twitch, but they will show up on YouTube. But I'm going to edit them down into highlights. Oh, he's always adorable. That's Benji's default state. Fight Crab when? We played Fight Crab 2 days ago. We played Fight Crab. We'll probably play more Fight Crab at some point. Were you not here for Fight Crab? Can't remember who was here for Fight Crab. It was a very good stream, though. We were cracking up. Who would paint pictures like that? Who is this man? Oh, you saw the initial playing. Yeah, we'll probably play more of that at some point. I dare not name it, but I know it's here. There's a presence that follows me, everywhere and nowhere at once. In the walls and ceilings, but also buried in my mind, digging through my thoughts and painting them in the color of fear. Everything becomes a little darker each day. God, what is happening to me? When there is silence, I hear the melody, soft, slow, beautiful, dark, sinister, terrifying, and cruel. If I pay close attention, those impossible notes and unnatural chords echoing from the deepest caverns, they reach me without passing through my ears. In my dreams, I descend toward an indescribable place I beg never to see. When I wake up, all I remember is the dread. That thing is at the end of the road. It is there. I know it is there. If that's even a place, they are the same. It is there. No, it is not. It equals. It equals there. Can't be. It can't be of this world. I love when it does that. Who is this person and what has happened to him? Well, that's Husher. That's when he first got the box, and that's him dead in the other place. Oh, it's very Miskatonic. So for those of you that may not have seen, or we're not going to talk about how this character can read those Eldritch runes, we should talk about it a little bit. It's neat that she can, and she doesn't even mention it. For those that weren't here for other chapters, this game has very strong Lovecraftian
It's me again.
throughways.
What does this mean?
In particular, Chapter 4 was super influenced by The King in Yellow. If you're not familiar, The King in Yellow is a story where there is a play that's put on, and anyone who sees the play goes mad. They lose their minds, they become violent and angry and crazed, and they die. It's about the unknown city of Kadath, I think is the name of it. I forget. Point being, highly inspired by that. It's about this monastery that are doing a concert in the name of the patron saint of music, and they use this sheet music that they don't quite understand, and there's sinister undertones to these monks. It's implied strongly that they've been looking into some bad stuff. And whoever hears this song... Carcosa! Thank you, yes, the lost city of Carcosa. Whoever hears this song will similarly go mad or die. So this whole concert goes off, everyone dies, everyone goes insane, everything goes bad there. But a copy of the sheet music survives, and a wealthy, like, playboy billionaire who's just wasting his family's money looking for supernatural baubles, he finally finds this sheet music, and he's, like, pissed off that it's not cursed. He believes at first. He has someone play the music and nothing happens, so he's like, I'm gonna spite the people that told me this is cursed. So he has a man build him a music box that plays the sheet music, and he brings this home and just gives it to his kids. Obviously, the people that heard the music beforehand go insane a day or two later. The boat he uses to travel on burns to the ground the day after he gets off, and then he brutally murders his family, who are slowly going insane from the music box. And this picks up, you know, something like 70 or 80 years after that, with an author who is looking for inspiration for his books, and he hears stories about this, and he finds the music box. So we're following the people in the wake of this author. Initially, we were looking for him. We have found him. He's dead. Now we're trying to save ourselves. It's the old woman from Ariadne's drawing. It's Ariadne, according to herself. So that's the little girl this psychologist is working with. We've met her in the present day. She was already aware of her future self, so there is a little bit of, like, time warpy fun times going on in this game. She's also aware of the main character in the present day as a child, which is interesting. It's behind every door, waiting for me to step through. It's in the cracks in the ceiling, waiting for me to walk in. It's in each shadow, every nook, every cranny, waiting for me to turn my back. It's in the mirrors, waiting for me to look. Does it know that I'm aware of it? Please, please tell me it doesn't. No, 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 no. If it knows that I know, it will come for me. The melody twists and warps, plays by gruesome instruments no person could have crafted. It starts out with an awful screeching sound and slowly transforms until it can be heard amidst all the shrieking and anguish. I want to close my eyes, but I'm already asleep. I can't. I don't want to get there. These are not nightmares. It's more than that. I wish they were nightmares, but those are gone. They died of fear long ago. All that remains is the horror and the plateau, only the presence and the foreboding echoes of the song. I want to disappear, stop the suffering and torment, and never hear or see anything again. I want to stop feeling it, enduring it, but I have to finish. I must do it. I must get there. Oh yes, no, the sculptures are getting a little bit hornier and a little grosser. But yeah, this game very much inspired by a number of horror movies. Very inspired by Lovecraft. Like I said, The King in Yellow. There's definitely a little bit of the case of Charles Dexter Ward going on in here. What does this have to do with me? Hello there, stay hydrated, please. How's it going?
Who is this person? I've never seen him before.
That's Daniel, he's the main character.
Wake up! Oh God, what is happening to me?
Angry statues, calm down. So how are you? Stay hydrated, please. We were also talking earlier, but like the impossible architecture reminds me a lot of the book House of Leaves, which I highly recommend. It's rude to tell characters who the main character is. You know, that's fair, that's true. She thinks she's the main character.
Who's there?
Is that me? Should I take the bag away? Take it away from myself? I'm gonna say no at first. Alright, nowhere to go. We have to take it off. You've seen a couple of chapters, but not this part. This is chapter 5. I knew it. I knew the jawless apparition was the
I fell asleep.
the
Candles
therapist.
have practically melted through, and the wax cylinder on the phonograph is about to run out. I saw something. I don't know what I contemplated in my dreams, but it felt so real. It almost felt like I was moving forwards, or rather downwards. But I don't know towards what.
Damn it, that dream. There was something about it. I need to find out what Berenice Prestigard discovered. Yes.
Recording 2 of Berenice Prestigard. Need a phonograph to play these. Let's see what I can find. I mean, there's a
Another
phonograph right
recording
here.
of Berenice's dreams. I have a bad feeling.
Let's see what else is in the room. Decayed film reels. I can't open these drawers. I'm quite sure whatever's inside has perished at this point. Among these strange drawings is a note that says, Elaine, Ariadne's sister, murdered alongside her mother. Ariadne was just a baby. How could she remember this? Yep, that's the dad murdering the kids, alright. I've said it before, but also it reminds me a lot of the movie Sinister. Just replace a song with mysterious film reels that show you things and make you do things. Gives you an In the Mouth of Madness vibe. In the Mouth of Madness is great. I'm sorry, Crane. There's still time. You love the permadeath feature in this game? We were talking about it earlier. Like, it really makes this a horror game in a way that a lot of other horror games are not. Like, I really feel like a lot of horror games are just action games that have a horror pastiche applied to them. Whereas this game, like, characters might not make it. And that's real good. But, agreed, Ponte. I really enjoy In the Mouth of Madness. And From Beyond. This also has a lot of From Beyond fun times going on here. I drift off, asleep by the 100th number, to be carried away despite resistance. Somewhere else, out in the distance, devoid of sleep, peaceful slumber. The song, it beckons, it pulls me, it screams, guiding me to the depths of my own mind, an ominous glimpse. The sole thing I find, something dark, impossible to believe. These cannot be only dreams. Have I been condemned? Did I become lost? What I'm seeing, what it means. Endless expanse made of stone. And past a perpetual eclipse, the rims of a sun that is not our own. Oh yeah, we've got some alien landscapes being glimpsed. Like, through the impossible architecture, I do believe there is an alien landscape these people are glimpsing, driving them mad. Looks like it's played his last line. I mean, can I play this? Is this not a phonograph? Looks like it's played its last line. And now I have this in here. Need a phonograph to play this. I'm standing in front of a phonograph. I guess this phonograph is not allowed. You almost forgot about that one? You always confuse it with The Blob. Really? They're such different movies, though. I do love the 1988 Blob movie, though. Some amazing practical effects in that one. The dude getting pulled into the sink drain head first is still one of my favorite practical effects. There's probably another phonograph that we find. But I will, like, yell at this phonograph. Looks like it's played its last line. Maybe this one, like, it's locked in. We can't take it out. Best blob scene ever? It's a good blob scene. I also enjoy the one where the dude is slowly dissolving while being pulled backwards. Really good animatronic work on that one. Both really good movies. They are. Both phenomenal movies. But of the Apocalypse trilogy, which From Beyond and Mouth of Madness are part of, I've always thought The Thing is the best one. Love The Thing. Alright, that door is death right there. We got the locked door that I don't have a key for. I got the phonograph reel, I have flares, I have syringes. I need to figure out where I'm going now. What am I looking for at this point? We can't use the lift until we fix the belts. Although, if we're talking about the best blob scene, it doesn't hold up that well visually anymore, but when it erupts out of the sewer and then slaps the ground and, like, peels up comically, cartoonishly flat dudes that it hit, I've always appreciated that scene. If you've never seen The Thing, highly recommend The Thing. The Thing is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's up there with perhaps my favorite movie of all time, An American Werewolf in London. I really like An American Werewolf in London. Let's see, we have flares. We still can't reach in that window. We need something to get us in there. We have to go back into the dining hall. Oh, The Thing is incredible. The Thing is still a phenomenal movie. Where do I want to go? I think I should double check that room. The one that almost murdered us. Mind-blowing the work put into the classics with zero CGI and the like. Oh my god, yes. Do I want a hint? I won't say no to a hint. There has to be something about this stupid syringe. Oh, we took the needle out. A hypodermic needle, sharp metal needle. Don't need that nasty thing. The needle itself should do. For what? What do I need the needle for? Can I use it to fix this?
Nope.
Obviously not. Kitchen. Alright, I was on my way back to the kitchen because that's the only door that I haven't actually opened yet. I was just afraid of it because it almost killed us that one time. The Thing sequel? Yeah. I guess it was technically a prequel / attempt at a soft reboot, but do you want to know? Oh, for the phonograph! Ah, Necron, smarty pants. Do you want to know what's really disappointing about that Thing remake / prequel? And this infuriates me to no end. Oh no! Alright, well, let's hope we don't lose her here. Is there more than one? Oh, there's just the one. Nope, definitely not just the one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, thank God.
What the hell is going on?
Have a good night, Dancing Bear Cuddles. Anyway, the thing that's really infuriating about the Thing prequel that pisses me off to no end is they actually did practical effects for like 90% of that movie. They made the models, they made the animatronics, they did the makeup, they filmed a decent amount of it, and then the studio came in and said, people don't want practical effects anymore. People want CGI effects. And so the producer actually forced them to scrap all of that hard work, and then they had a separate studio make a whole bunch of CGI garbage to replace all the stuff they made. If you go on YouTube, I believe you could actually find a behind-the-scenes video with a bunch of the effects guys like showing off all the awesome models they made and awesome animatronics they made. I read an interview with the guy who was heading up the special effects team, and he was like, yeah, man, we did some really hard work. We made some incredible models. We had some really great stuff, and then, you know, some jackass walks in, some suit, and it's just like, nope, I'm the money man, and you got to do what I say, and I say we're doing CGI, bringing in a separate studio, or replacing all this shit. Yeah, no, like, makes me angry. It makes me, like, legitimately angry when I think about all that. And having seen a bunch of the work they did, like, they had some really good stuff. Practical effects always seem so interesting. 100% agree. I actually studied practical effects in college. My senior thesis was a dumb horror movie inspired by... We were just talking about this. It was inspired by the King in Yellow, the idea that it was a cursed production and whoever tries to film this script, like, the people involved will die. So partially inspired by that, and partially inspired by that old rumor of a screenplay that anytime it's tried to be adapted, the people making the movie die and they have to scrap it. I always forget the name of that particular cursed movie, but a Masters of Horror episode was about that as well, so I could probably find the name at some point. So I got to turn my friend into a fish monster, a deep one inspired from the Dagon story. I got to have my friend be disemboweled, got to make some fake hands and fun stuff. So I did a lot of practical effects for that. No digital work in that one. The Thing is the poster boy of practical effects. Its sequel did not deserve to be screwed over by CGI like that. It's true. And don't forget, there was a lot of lube involved. It was a bunch of slime. I used a powder called... Shit, what's it called? I forget the name of it. It's a powder that if you mix with water, you could do a bunch of gooey schlorpy bits. You didn't know I did that kind of stuff? That's super cool. I could show you some dumb clips and videos. I've only worked on a couple of indie films. The only one that ever even tried to go anywhere was for the movie ABCs of Death. Someone tried to do the letter T they tried to do, which they would never. They were doomed because T is for toilet was the winner. You can't beat T is for toilet. But they were doing T is for tumor. And I got to do a bunch of like pulsating, bleeding, weeping sores and tumors. No, alginate is a powder you mix with water to make life casts. The same stuff you use to make your... If you ever get braces, that goo they make you bite on, that's a bunch of alginate. This is... It's like a super hydrophilic nonsense that just makes the water very slimy. I can't remember the name of it. I can look it up for you if you remind me at some point. If you do a Google search for how to make movie slime, you'll find it. You said thesis. What degree were you working on? Special effects in film. I went to a school where thesis is the wrong word. It was my final project. We call it a thesis when we're talking to outsiders. For us, we call it a Div 4. Or sorry, Div 3. Div 4, oh god. Div 3. But I did sculpture and special effects, so like a lot of life casting, a lot of sculpting, a lot of making prosthetics out of that kind of stuff. And then I did nothing with that degree because practical effects died. But every once in a while I get to work on fun little, like, passion projects. Like the T is for Tumor video. My god, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, right. I was gonna say, the real poster child for practical effects will always be An American Werewolf in London. The movie that had such good effects that actually caused the Academy Awards to create a new category so that they can recognize the efforts of people that do special effects. Alright, we're in the kitchen. We'll do another little look here. Hell yeah, I love American Werewolf in London. One of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, we definitely have to go into that room. The spooky room. Did a lot of metalwork in college. It's too dark to go in, especially after what I've seen. First, I need to be able to see in there. Oh, I see, I see. We just want to go into the room we haven't been in, so I think we want to use the flare here. No, the generator's only for the lift, the morgue, and security. It's not for the kitchen.
Okay, I should go in there before the flare goes out.
Try to be efficient here.
Be quick and keep calm.
Bellows. This glove could be useful. Metal glove. Oh, that's it. That's what we wanted. All right, out. There's a powdered lube that turns anything into lube. It might be that particular powder. It has a fun name. In Massachusetts, I still have a little bit of it in a container. So if I were in Massachusetts, I would have run into my basement and read the label for you guys. But now that I'm in New York, can't do that. We're stuck here. Where am I right now?
Is this for real?
Oh, I should have listened! Oh, thank God. Ooh. Hope is asleep. Methocellulose powder. Methocellulose powder. Yes, that is exactly what it is. Methocellulose powder. Stapler. An old metal stapler. How am I not fazed by this? You'll be quaking? The first movie I saw as a child was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Horror really doesn't frighten me. I just enjoy it. I just really like scary things. For me, it's enjoyable.
Damn, that was so strange.
Combine, combine. There we go. All right. All right. Now that we got the belt going, we'll give power to the lift. I'm also curious what this says now.
Oh.
Sharp metal needle. I hope to get rid of this soon. I don't like carrying it around. Given that it wasn't a puzzle on the map with the phonograph, I think we need to find a different phonograph that will probably be like, you need a needle for this. Otherwise, Prestigard's room would probably have a symbol on it. Oh, Hellraiser. Great. I do love Hellraiser. Early Hellraisers. The ones where, what's-his-face was involved. I always confuse him with Carpenter, but it's not Carpenter. Horror gives you anxiety, but it's still fun. You just don't like playing the games. That's fair. Watching is fun. Is it meth-infused slime monster? Yes, exactly. Just catching up with chat here. Gomper says, question. Do any of the gribbles in this game, like, persist location-wise? Do they move around the house? They do move, I believe. No, I meant the director. Not the... I know Pinhead is the primary Cenobite. I always confuse John Carpenter and the director of Hellraiser, the man who wrote Hellbound Heart and went on to direct the movie. I always forget his goddamn name. Carpenter! John Carpenter. The movies that John Carpenter are involved in are good. The Hellraiser movies where John Carpenter was not involved, not so great. Alright, through the film projection room. But yeah, the horror gribbles do in fact move around. I can actually feel in my controller a pulsing vibration that lets me know if I'm near them, so I can choose to move away from them. And doing certain things will draw them closer to you, like being in a darkened location will increase the odds they head your way. It's not quite the same as like Mr. X hunting you down. I believe they kind of just randomly move about the map. If you don't see the letter Y pop up as I'm walking by, then I don't need to press Y because it's literally not an option. Only sometimes do I need to listen. I knew all of these MacGyver episodes would come in handy at some point. Alright, there we go. Lift has a new belt. Lift has power. We press the button, we can go on the lift. Sure, this won't get me killed.
After everything I've been through, just to think if I die or not.
What could possibly go wrong? Now that's a scary game. You want to talk horror? It's Bubsy. Bubsy's the true horror.
Okay, I'm still alive and well, so far.
Give me 1 second. For those that are joining us a little bit late, we are lightly save scumming here to try and keep Goth Girlfriend alive. No one wants to see her die. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this my new save scum moment. Let's go ahead and paste that right there. The capture back on top. Back to the game. Alright. Richard Dean Anderson's one of your favorite actors ever? I haven't actually seen that much of MacGyver in my life. I should really remedy that one day. Oh, interesting. Can I unblock the door?
Mm-mm.
Nope. Of course not. You hate elevators? They're the true horror. Elevators are scary. As long as they're like newer elevators, I don't worry. There's like so many safety mechanisms in play that I don't think you need to worry too much. No wonder it's in ruins. It's been abandoned for about 80 years. But every once in a while in life, you come across like an old elevator, and those make me nervous. Japan in particularly has weirdly like lax fire and elevator safety codes, so I've definitely been on some like old creaky ass elevators in Japan. But at the same time, those lax codes allow for some really interesting things. Like in Sapporo, there's an apartment complex where they turned it into a series of shops. So like, on one floor, like floor 5, I visited a silversmith making jewelry. And then directly above him on floor 6, there was a blacksmith just like making little trinkets. And there was a ceramicist, a potter, and like it's just all of these super dangerous open flame situations all over the goddamn place.
What the hell is it?
It's like that would never fly. And then in between some of those dangerous things was a cafe serving food. It's like, wow. They would tear this place to the ground in America. You're looking at the methicellulose Wikipedia page? Nice. So many functions. That was an awkward show for this monster. The mechanic is cool, but the reveal is rather overt. I think I prefer overt. Like, for that particular moment, I immediately saw what was coming and I knew what the mechanic was. Unlike when we lost that character in Chapter 4 because a loud thump happened. And it was like, oh, I can't hide. What's going on? It was the door one. So this character I like because when the door event happens, she says, I have to stop that door. That guy just went, oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ in heaven! It's like, thank you for being so specific. That jump scare gave you a mini panic attack. So what are the uses for methicellulose powder? I've only ever known it for slime. It's how you make movie slime. So when you watch the movie Alien and Aliens and like the goo drips down, that's just a mixture of methicellulose powder and water with a little bit of food coloring. Additionally, if you ever want to make fake blood, I need one of those cylinders. If you ever want to make fake blood, red food coloring, 1 or 2 drops of green and or blue food coloring, a little bit of chocolate syrup,
On one hand, I just want to get out of here.
and corn
On the
syrup.
other,
And you got yourself
need to
some
know
A+
what's happening.
edible
I need to
food
understand
safe
the dreams this place causes in me.
fake blood. Additionally, thank you very much for the
Visions I've
follow.
had these
Stay
past few
hydrated, please.
days. It's pitch black outside, and the old mansion is even more menacing than before. I've taken out my last 2 candles.
If you want
but lighted
non-food
only
safe
one,
but clothing safe,
in
won't
case I
stain,
wake up before
similar
dawn.
recipe except replace the
It would terrify me to
corn
be here,
syrup
alone
with
in the dark.
laundry detergent. Find clear
Finding
laundry
Ariadne's
detergent.
room
You don't want to put
again.
that stuff in your mouth, but it will wash out of your clothing. The second dream. Also foams up if you, like, lather it a little bit, which is nice for, like, bubbling out of a wound.
Is this the same dream?
And then if you want to make yourself some fake glass, that's pretty easy too, and also uses corn syrup, although I recommend finding the European version golden syrup. That way your fake glass comes out perfectly clear. Thank you for spamming those links. We actually examine the room a little bit. Laxative, artificial tears, pill capsules. Interesting. Artificial tears, really? I actually use glycerin for artificial tears when I do tears. I also like glycerin for artificial sweat.
The hospital, it can't be real, right?
So far, it seems like this character keeps on coming here. Artificial saliva as well. Interesting. I usually use glycerin for that kind of stuff because glycerin's not quite as viscous and thick. I use glycerin for, like, making someone look sweaty. I have a very large amount of makeup and special effects supplies. One thing I'm hoping to do is, as the YouTube grows slowly, is eventually do stuff with, like, a bunch of my makeup and special effects supplies. Use it as an excuse to do fun little, like, bits. Because I got all this stuff, I want to use it. Actually make my degree do something. Every single bottle contains poison. It's an emulsifier, so you can use it for all sorts of things. Yeah, methicellulose powder is pretty fun stuff. I've only ever used it as slime. I turned someone into, as I said, a Deep One inspired fish monster. And I made them really, like, gooey. They, like, pulled off long globs and strands of goo. My god, is this our fate as well? The real joy of playing horror games is we get to talk about horror movies and then talk about how to do the effects and makeup in it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shampoos, lotions, and also thickener for croquettes and ice creams as well. Interesting. I've always, I guess if you're doing, like, you know, industrial batches of ice cream, Methicel makes sense.
Who are you? Are you also me? The dream catcher. Give it to me. You don't need it.
Oh. Should I give her my dream catcher? What will happen to me if I lose it? You keep thinking of ways to modify sauces. Flour, cornstarch, alcohol, methicellulose powder. So for croquettes, I always just do I do a roux, a bechamel. You can make it as thick as you want. I never thought about using something like, methicellulose powder for that. Ice cream, same thing. New York style custard base for a nice thick ice cream before you put it into your mixer. I don't know if I should give her the dream catcher. Like, this character's already dead, so I feel like it's safe. I'll give her the dream catcher. It's headed to mortar in construction. Wow, man, Methicel is is a versatile thing. Mysterious key found in a dream. Does this key open a door to my own psyche?
You need to investigate. You need to know. You need to keep going down.
Thank you, scary version of myself.
Yes.
Well, yep, it turns out we needed to give her the dream catcher after all.
I have no choice. I must keep going.
We're going. Almost all of us have heard the song. Will we end up like this? Hold on. I gotta let the crazed dog out. Someone opened the door, which means he's losing his mind. Alright, what do we got? That's our fate. I'm sure we'll have Benji scratching at the door in a few moments. But also, it's almost 4:30, which is where I want to wrap things up so I can, you know, do things like sleep. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't hit the button fast enough. Oh, I guess we had to get pulled in here.
Where am I now?
Only one way out.
Only one way out? What does that mean?
Uh-oh. Why would I need an owl for? How would that help me escape?
Where did that come from? What's going on? I don't like this.
Uh-oh. Whoa. What would I pretend to do with a knife? I think this might be where we lose our friend psychiatrist.
It can't be.
Why do I have to use this noose? This can't be happening. Like how every character uses the same candles. Hey, some people use flashlights.
Oh my God,
Unfortunately, those characters have died.
What?
Should I drink this bottle? Arsenic? No. Don't drink the bottle. What's wrong with you? See if the lights flicker again.
What the hell?
Is there no other way out? No. I won't drink it. I won't.
What the?
Fine, I'll drink it. Only one way out.
That was... Why would I do something like that?
Achievement unlocked.
I know I'm
Morella.
closer to understanding something, to finding that last puzzle piece. But I also realize there's no turning back. I feel like I've broken something inside of me that can't be mended.
Each dream feels closer to that place. And further from reality. It's still dark outside. But it seems like the candle burned out a while ago. It must be close to dawn. Yes, it can't be long now. I have to find
As pure as 200%.
Get to the bottom of this matter. Understand Ariadne and what is happening to me.
Berenice's dreams are a sequence. I need to find more information.
Did I just use that needle? Needle isn't the phonograph's original one, but that shouldn't keep it from working. Oh, I think because we listened to the phonograph last time, it wore down the needle. I just replaced the needle. Okay. So now we're gonna look for a new phonograph. You got the Ahego faceprint leggings? You could wear those in public all the time without any problems. Now you just need to get, like, that full-on sweater. Don't be rude, Ghost. What do we got? I got a hiding place in here. Haven't checked the doors out in the hallway yet. Obviously, I want to look here. There's something on the table. Maybe it could be of use. What are you... on like, the other side of this glass or something? Oh, my bad. Thankfully, we haven't done much yet. Alright, we're good. I think that's safe. Yeah, they both sound the same. Unless both are death, we should be okay.
This room, there's something strange about it.
Well then, let's leave. Interview room. Yeah. Well, we'll check that room out at some point. You'll have a banging costume. Oh, that looks like a puzzle right there. Oh my, yes, that's a puzzle. I've seen antiques like this one. It's a steam-powered communication system. It even sends solid objects. Oh boy. Where do I want to send a thing? Oh, I got your banging costume joke because of the ego faces. The ego faces. But I wanted it to be your joke, not my joke, so I refrained from really jumping on it. Should I take this drawing and save the collectible? Yes. The oval portrait. I think that means I got all of the paintings now. So we got spooky door, bloody closet, ghost with the old version of her and Daniel leaking goo out of the face. I'll put the spooky door on top. Ego face is a Stranger Things joke. These must have been the most modern psychiatric reference books of the time. Praise. Pop those elbows. Something happened to this wall. It's as if something was torn out. She said on the other side of the wall, there's something on the table. I haven't picked anything up off the table that will be of use, so I find that relatively odd. It's blocked. Really? Blocked from both sides? Very interesting. Oh my god. This chair arm is gonna drive me nuts slowly. Yar, it's going to drive me nuts. I guess it's the other two doors now. The little steam contraption thing. That's certainly our next, like, major puzzle, but I need to know what the goal of the puzzle is. Okay, from there, alright, we got this door. Ooh, newspapers. Old newspapers, I think from the 20s. Too aged to get any use out of them. That's the appropriate year, though. The door is safe. It may be entered. Ooh, an owl. Wait a second, there's something strange in this owl. It has, like, moving parts. Excuse me? She blinks, awoken by hunger. It is nighttime. She listens. She takes flight, swift, lethal, silent. So it's eyeball, ear, wings. You scream as she tears you away from yourself. Claw. Satisfied, she lands on her nest. And hoots to the wind, announcing her victory. Her firm grasp paralyzes you. And blood spills as she feasts. She swells and beats her wings. And satisfied, she sleeps. Oh, what do we got here? Deteriorated key. A key hit by the passage of time. Alan Sadrak. I imagine it would be the key to one of the doctors who worked here. Is that what it says? Yep, Alan Sadrak. Only one door is locked in this whole building, and it's that one right there with the key symbol. Letter from an artist. A brief message written by a friend of Dr. Berenice Prestigard. I found this among the photos in a history magazine. It looks a lot like the drawings done by your patient, the little girl, doesn't it? I've attached a copy. It must be a coincidence, but even so, discovering the origins of the image made me shudder. It's from the walls of a newly discovered chamber in the caves of Altamira in Spain. The painting is from the Paleolithic. Local archaeologists have ruled that it's around 40,000 years old. Oh yeah. Ancient, ageless evil. Shadow Out of Time is the achievement we just got. There's newspaper among the debris that's bloody impossible to read. Going for the general state of ruin and neglect, I'd say the room could have been cozy. Some kind of circular symbol carved into the wood, but it's too worn out to be able to tell what it was. Shadow out of time, color out of space. What the hell? Somebody covered certain parts of these paintings with black as if they'd been bothered by them. Like, this is a super comfy place to go for mental health wellness. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be, you know, interred for psychiatric reasons, but it will have a fireplace and a leather couch and, you know, all the amenities. I guess it is for wealthy people. Wealthy people came here. It is safe. That tube looks like it belongs to some kind of steam machinery. Something's stuck inside. Oh ho ho, dear reader. Director. So now we know what we want the steam to do. We're currently in the director's office. We just got in there. All of these objects could have been sold at the shop.
Good.
Ah, yes, the third experiment report. Report 031-03, Ariane Legrand Amsberg, Director Edward Saunders. General experiment by Dr. Edward Saunders of the experiment performed by Dr. Berenice Prestigard. Notes. 5 patients from the experimental group have disappeared, all except for the original test subject, Ariane Legrand Amsberg. I don't know if they've escaped or if the walls swallowed them, but they've left no trace. Security did not register any relevant incidents either. I looked for the doctor to inform her of this, but she is nowhere to be found. When I asked Ariadne if she had seen her, she shook her head and asked me if she was finally there. I asked her what she meant, but she didn't say anything else. It has been impossible to re-establish communication with her. I have a terrible feeling about this. It looks like the doctor made it to the other side. If the papers were less weathered by time, they would make fine antiques. This building looks like it's in better shape than the Abbey, but not by much. Who is this gentleman? I think it's the hospital's founder, Jeremy Hartwood. In the portrait, he looks circumcised. I mean, circumspect. Psychiatry diploma, likely belonging to the hospital director. Dates back to over a century ago. That's 100% Lovecraft? Guy in the photo? No. Not nearly dour enough. You could find portraits of Lovecraft. Much longer face. Dude had a long face.